What's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of Profiling Passionate People. I'm your host, Solomon Ladvinka. And as you guys saw earlier in a couple of episodes before, the Arizona Cardinal fan that I brought on actually was filming from Mexico. I forgot to mention that we got it trending over in Mexico in his hometown city. So why not go ahead and continue to expand our horizon? Coming to us today from Canada, so appreciative. I'm rocking the Bills jersey. He's rocking his Bills jersey. Mr. Matt MacDonald right there coming to us from Canada.
Beautiful intro. I love it.
I love it. My brother, thank you so much
Solid,
for coming on here. So whereabouts in Canada are you at?
I'm in Ontario, about 2 hours north of Toronto, give or take.
Okay. And then from Orchard Park to Toronto, it's how far of a drive or so for you?
It's a good 5-hour drive.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. That's like including the time to get through the border and all that stuff for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
but definitely worth it for sure. We usually go up the day before, get a hotel, and then the next morning we're ready to go. If we're feeling crazy, we usually drive home. But it depends on how intoxicated we get during those games.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so being up near, where you're at, obviously the big sport out there would be hockey then, right? So you multi-sport or how did it come about being with the Bills?
Well, really, like when I first started watching football, I didn't know who to pick. Like I just because every team was an American team, right? So it wasn't like there wasn't a home team really. So I think I just picked the Eagles because they were in the Super Bowl the previous year.
Yeah.
And Terrell Owens was a big thing. So I was like a big TO fan. And then,
of course.
And then the more I got into football, that's when I was like, okay, I was like, okay, I need to go see an NFL game live. This is just to watch it on TV, unreal. So to see it live would be even better. So we looked for the closest stadium naturally, and it was the Lions or it was the Bills. Yeah. And I thought that Buffalo was probably a better place to go than Detroit, and so we went to Buffalo, and then from there it was just like a Bills fan for the rest of my life, and that was almost 20 years ago.
Wow. I mean, I try to rock as many jerseys as I can possible with my guests, so that way they feel comfortable and whatnot. So this guy,
I respect it, man.
Yeah, I see the 17. So obviously Josh Allen, right?
Oh yeah, you got to get the Josh Allen jersey, especially in this era.
So a couple years ago, I was a waiter and I came across a cat that played right here at University of Southern California, USC. His name was Kevon Seymour. I waited his table. He was a cool cat. Actually gave me his autograph while he was in college, and as soon as I found out that he got drafted by the Bills, I had to get the 29.
You had to get it, right? Yeah, I respect it, man. It's a nice jersey.
Or I can just cover up his last name and just say Josh Norman. But I mean, who's looking nowadays? But you guys are the baddest team on the block, in my opinion. Right. I think you guys
going from the bottom to literally to the top, right?
I mean, what we were just talking about before we got on air, tell me how being a Bills fan these last several years and, Tom Brady just going right through the AFC East through you guys.
Like, I remember watching usually they get the Monday nighter maybe, and it was against the Patriots. And I remember one year we almost beat them. And the fact that Brady just did his thing and was just like, yeah, you guys aren't going to win. It was just like, oh my God, like this again. Yeah. And that you got used to the losing, but it was always like something like I looked forward to, like even if they won or lost. Like, but the problem is though, like when you actually are like a real fan, like they were losing a lot, so I kind of got used to them losing. But now that they're winning, when they do lose, it's like it kind of ruins my day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, understandable. I mean, when you're as passionate as that and you're making those ridiculous drives just to see a home game, I mean, like I said, we were talking, you're pretty passionate, but what about those fans when you do get to the games though?
Oh, I can't speak for those fans because those fans are like diehard Buffalo, like home and native Bills fans.
Yeah.
And they are amazing. Like I just like the camaraderie, the fact that and now that the Bills are doing better, like it just makes you can feel like the energy. Everybody's just like a lot more happier. Like even when the Bills were kind of losing and they weren't the greatest team, like that was basically there.
Yeah.
But now it's like a brand new energy. It feels good to be a Bills fan in 2021. That's for sure.
And honestly, I mean, all the people that wrote off Josh Allen when he was in high school and how he only got a certain amount of offers to college, I mean, that's a great jersey to be rocking. And he literally brings the spirit of the Buffalo Bills and he puts that on his shoulders every single game. Like I said, that's bad.
Yeah,
dude.
you can tell, right? Like not too many players you really notice that with, but with him, like you can tell, which is wild.
Yeah. And he can control the team, he can control the crowd, and he's just big play capability each and every time. And that rocket arm.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we talk about Pat Mahomes all the time. We talk about Tom Brady all the time, but Josh Allen is a future.
Hey, you're talking about a guy
in the
who's
making.
Like probably as big as Big Ben, and he's almost as athletic as a running back. Like at first I didn't understand it. I'm like, how is this? Like I thought he was getting some fluke plays.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, no, this guy's got real talent. What the hell? A lot of defenses don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah.
And just to have that combination, and not to mention too, he's in sync with all of his receivers.
Yeah.
Like to watch him with Diggs was crazy. To watch him with Beasley was crazy. Yeah. Like you're talking about a guy who like he defines ways to make plays work. And if it's a broken play, like he just runs which is amazing, right?
His speed is something that I haven't seen from like a quarterback that's not like a Lamar Jackson or like a Michael Vick type.
Yeah, and right.
He can hurdle defenders.
Yeah, he's stiff arming guys.
Yeah,
like, you're talking about a wideout that's like or like a corner, a small guy. Josh Allen is throwing him to the dirt. Like it's funny. It's funny to watch.
Yeah, I mean, this dude, like I said,
and we're all on Josh Allen, but like the defense too, like their defense is like clutching. Like so, a combination of both is just it's really nice to see. It's really nice to see a whole team. That's for sure.
Yeah, your guys' secondary, I'm absolutely a big fan of. I've always been a big fan of Ed Oliver ever since he was at University of Houston. He made like several huge plays, I believe, when he was a freshman. And then when I'm watching, Ed Oliver's still out there. I'm watching the NFL draft. And then sure enough, this dude gets drafted to the Bills. And it's like, can they make their team any more scarier than it already is?
I know, right? As long as they can stay healthy, then, it's almost in the bag. It might be a little confident, but honestly, if they can stay healthy, like they're definitely going far into the playoffs, and they only need to really worry about shutting down Kansas City. And if they can shut down Kansas City, I feel like they're going to win the Super Bowl. And I said that last year at the beginning of the playoffs. I said all they have to do is go through KC. I had no the Ravens game was close, but I knew they were going to beat the Ravens. But it's always Kansas City now. And they're rightfully so, right? Like what a powerhouse. So
yeah,
as long as they can win throughout, like I just feel that they're going to make it to the Super Bowl this year. They have that extra bit.
Yeah, I mean they keep like you just said, they keep gnawing and biting at. Okay, this could be our Super Bowl season. We have all the pieces that are coming together.
Exactly.
Obviously, the 38-24 loss in the AFC Championship right before the Super Bowl. I think they could get over the hump this year. Again, there's a lot of strong teams in the AFC, but like I said, you guys are really looking to be my favorite out of the AFC, if not the Titans or the Chiefs or even the Ravens too. But your guys' team, since we're focusing on Buffalo, the fan base is there, the crowd's there, the players are there. Everyone has bought in to what it feels to be a Bills player, a Bills fan in Orchard Park. So,
and there's like this weird thing too, because they're bringing in new players like Trubisky, and he's saying that he's feeling like he's got his mojo back, right, for just being in Buffalo. Just so like like a combination of them having basically everything figured out. As far as positions go, and then they have this extra this energy now in the city. So I think it's going to be good. I think the home games will be a lot easier for them to play with because their fans are going to be going crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
they're playing in COVID with nobody in the stands. Like, come on.
yeah, I'll ask you about those home games here in just a second, but you do look at this upcoming schedule. You guys play 2 games with the Dolphins, 2 games with the Patriots, 2 games with the Jets. So
I think it's arguably the easiest schedule out of any NFL team, which is nice because their schedule last year was hard. Their schedule is a little bit easier. All they have to do is get past the Steelers in the beginning, and then because the Steelers are no joke, right? You definitely can't be taking the Steelers for granted. But they played really well against them last year, and they should play even better against them this year.
I mean, you just beat me to that question. So I think you guys can easily go either 5-1, 6-0 in the AFC East. I believe you guys will be the AFC East champions again this year. But you look at week 1, you guys got Big Ben and his dinosaur legs and the Steelers versus
his last
your Bills.
Season, I think, right?
Who knows? He'll probably be playing till 2100. But anyways, you guys start off with Big Ben. You look at your whole entire schedule. I've got you guys winning week 1. 17 game season this year, unless, obviously you guys do well and deep in the postseason. Realistically, because I know you would want your team to go 17-0, what do you think your team's going to go this year?
I mean, 17-0 would be a little crazy, but I think a couple of them will get away, right?
Yeah.
So I say maybe 13 wins or something like that, 14 wins. But it's hard to just throw numbers out like that. I don't want to jinx it. It's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because last season I didn't expect anything, and it was an amazing season. So if I go into the season expecting the entire season, I'm just gonna one week at a time. We'll put it like that, 1 week at a time.
Yeah, by all means. I mean, how I see you guys, it's either 13-4, 14-3, same thing. Either going to the championship.
Couple of them will get away. They can't win them all.
Yeah, I think championship, AFC championship, or the actual Super Bowl. I believe you guys will be buying into that. That's the mentality of the team this year. But I mean, you look at your games, the big ones to circle. Obviously, you guys got the Chiefs. Going down to Tampa Bay for the Buccaneers, going over to Tennessee. So you already know how I feel about that. And more than likely, I'll be bringing you in later down the road.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You're looking at the schedule. You already gave me your prediction. Any home games or even away games are you interested in going to this year?
So that's a funny question because right now Canada can't go into the States. The borders are still closed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, ideally, I think it's October 10th, give or take a couple of days. They play the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So I would love to go to that game, and I hope by then that the borders will be open and that we'll just be able to go over freely.
Yeah, I mean, that's still a good month and a half, and I would love to see.
Do you think they should figure it out by then?
Yeah,
man, that'd be awesome. Yeah,
I would really love to see you out there for that and experiencing your team. So, obviously, you've been to Orchard Park, like we mentioned before. How many home games would you say that you average on a year that you attend?
I try to only make it to about one a year. Yeah, it's with life and because it is a big trip, it's hard to get down. Season tickets were an idea back in the day, but now as I'm more of a realist and understand life a little bit more, we'll just keep it to about one a year and go from there. But there's nothing I love more than just you've had a whole week at work and you sit down on Sunday and you do nothing but watch football. So
of course,
right.
Yeah, I understand. You got to balance things and what's the needs in life and what's the wants in lives. And being an adult sucks, but obviously
I know it does suck. But there's those times cheap. You get out. Yeah, that too. Yeah. So it's a bit pricey, and depending if we got to get a hotel or what. So, but it's definitely one game a season would be ideal. I had a manager who went down to an NFL game. He goes to a couple a year. He mostly goes to one a year, and it's at a different stadium. So I'd say that he's been to every stadium in the NFL. And
Yeah.
I think that's something that I would like to start to try now. Then now that I've seen the Bills play a bunch of times at home, and it'd be nice to actually get out and see some other stadiums, some of those wild stadiums that they have, the new ones that have been built. And
Yeah.
oh man, it'd be wild. It'd be cool to do that. Get like the souvenir from each place, like the terrible towel and whatever, right? The
Why
cheese
not?
hat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
So,
not? That's a good bucket list to have right there. And
right. That's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, and after only meeting you through a Bills Mafia Facebook group, obviously you
Yeah,
and
right.
I will be connecting here throughout the season.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. All right, my man. You take care. Go Bills,
Yeah, appreciate
Bills
it.
Mafia, and we'll be seeing
go
you
Buffalo.
soon. He's Matt. I'm Solomon, and Bills Mafia. There you go. Signing off. Catch you guys next time on Profiling Passionate People. Thank you guys.
Peace.
Oh, hold on.